What up, guys? I am back. It's Cat God. Yeah. No, I don't know that. My subscribers. I subscribe to a lot of people. I don't know what to do. No. Let's watch.
Forever, the Earth is running out of some pretty essential and treasured items. Number 10. Phosphorus. Phosphorus, to most people, is just another block on the table of elements. However, it's critical to everything we need to survive. Phosphorus is one of the three main components in fertilizers, which are used to grow the food we consume every day. Only 5 countries...
Okay, that's bad. Let's keep going, but I never knew that was a thing. Let's just keep going.
in the world have phosphate rock reserves, one of which is the United States. The decline of these reserves means bad news for everyone. Phosphorus is needed to create DNA and cell membranes in the human body, and it has no substitute. Number 9. Helium. It's just for party balloons, right? Wrong. Helium is used in tools such as MRI scanners to cool the machine and keep it from overheating, and radiation monitors.
That's surprising. I really like helium. Because, you know, when you, put it in your throat by sucking it up in the balloon, it makes your voice all squeaky. But the reason why I don't do that anymore is because the sound of that squeakiness is the sound of your brain cells dying. Because it's gas. It's not meant to be in your body. If you don't believe me, search it up.
Helium is naturally occurring in the Earth's crust through radioactive decay. Most unfortunately, it cannot be artificially produced. What's especially alarming is that the United States is getting rid of its helium reserves because of a law passed by Congress in 1996 called the Helium Privatization Act that forces us to sell off all of our helium. The reason for this law? The Federal Helium Reserve was $1.4 billion in debt, and selling the helium was a means of paying off that debt. Number 8. Wine. It's hard to imagine the world without the perfect glass of Pinot Grigio or Moscato. Sadly, wine production is failing to meet consumer demands for the delicious adult beverage.
That's sad because, first of all, that's really surprising because, there's grapes all over the world. Wine is just fermented grapes. But, let's just keep going. That's hard to believe.
Recent years, there was actually an abundance of wine, but European governments, in order to boost wine prices, had many vineyards destroyed to make way for housing. Now, winemakers are struggling to keep up with the demand for wine because they simply don't have enough grapes to make the amount of product needed. Number 7. Bacon. Vegetarians might not be concerned about this. Some might even say they're delighted at the prospect.
Uh-oh, if this is true, I'm gonna go crazy because I love bacon. It's good. It may be unhealthy, but I love it. But let's move on.
The rest of the world, however, is not pleased about the so-called apocalypse. Bacon is one of the most delicious foods known to man, and the thought of waking up in the morning without the scent of crispy pork deliciousness is hard to swallow, no pun intended. Most regrettably, lower production rates and the dreaded porcine epidemic diarrhea virus have cut down the tasty treats numbers. At least PETA will be happy. If you're a bacon fan, not to worry, however, as it likely just means higher prices. Number 6. Coffee. It just gets worse and worse, doesn't it? Not only are we running out of wine...
Oh, really? I love coffee. That's a good thing. It gets you going in the morning. Coffee beans, though, Okay, let's just keep going.
and bacon, but those who depend on their daily dose of Java are going to be left out in the cold as well. A study by the Royal Botanic Gardens in the Environment and Coffee Forest Forum projected that there could be a between 38 to 90% reduction in the land used to grow Arabica coffee due to climate change. Aside from climate change, coffee plants are also being hit hard by a fungus called coffee rust. Higher quality coffee will suffer the most as production costs will go up in order to control the climate the plants grow in to ensure untainted coffee beans. Number 5. Doctors. Don't worry, emergency rooms aren't going to suddenly close down because there's no one to work, but a study by the Association of American...
That's bad, but like, that's easy to fix. Like, just hire more people. Like, there's thousands, billions of people in the world. It'll be easy to repopulate doctors.
Medical colleges projects that by 2025, there may be a shortage of as many as 90,000 doctors in the U.S. Most of the shortage of doctors comes not from reduced numbers, but rather from a population that is aging and getting larger. In addition, the Affordable Care Act mandate made sure all Americans were covered by health insurance or else they were fined, so the sudden influx of new patients through the healthcare facilities' doors has increased the demand on the current doctors in the system. Number 4. Sand. You've got to be kidding. Running out of sand seems impossible with vast deserts like this.
Uh-oh, sand. I mean, wait. Yeah, sand. That's hard to believe. There's so much sand everywhere. Let's keep going.
Sahara, which has 3.6 million square miles of sand. Interestingly, desert sand can't be used for production purposes because the grains are too rounded to stick together, meaning you can't make products such as glass out of it. Quartz sand found on the beaches is slowly eroding away due to the rising sea levels and hurricanes that sweep most of it out to sea. Replenishing the supply is no easy task, but the future of some countries may depend on it. Number 3. Chocolate. Personally, we look upon a chocolate...
Uh-oh, I love chocolate so much, especially nice, healthy, dark chocolate. But like, ooh, man, I'm not sure I really like this video right now. Let's move on.
Shortage as equal with the zombie apocalypse. Chocolate is so delicious and chock full of mind-blowing jolts to a person's taste buds that a worldwide shortage or elimination of chocolate altogether would be nothing short of disastrous. Cocoa takes 5 long years to grow and must be produced very close to the equator to ensure a good crop. This means that there's a very thin chocolate belt where it's grown. 2/3 of the world's cocoa comes from 4 countries in West Africa, which have experienced excessive dry weather. The other location where chocolate is grown is South America, and just as coffee is being destroyed by a fungus, so is chocolate. The fungus is called frosty pod, which caused an almost 70% decrease in production in Brazil. Number 2. What's one of the most precious commodities that any human being can possess? Gold. The reason for this is because it's a useful resource. Unlike paper money, gold's value isn't just its currency. Precious...
I never really, paid much attention to gold. Because I've never seen real gold in my life. Wait, I actually have because I've, found a lot in, I used to, you know where you go to, a lake and then you, put that weird bucket thing in it and then you, bring out gold? And I also bought some at the store. But, I wonder if that will make a difference to me. But, let's move on. Guys.
Metals, including gold, are used to make electronics and machines. While silver and copper are the best electrical conductors, gold is also a good conductor of electricity and has the added advantage that it doesn't tarnish, which makes it particularly good for connectors. Now you know why cables are often gold-plated. Cell phones, microchips, and computer hard drives frequently have gold in their ingredients lists. Some estimate that it may only be about 20 years before we run out of mineable gold. Since gold has become difficult to find in the mining business, we may soon be finding ourselves in search of a new precious metal to make products with. Number 1. Antibiotics. It's not so much that we're running out of a supply of antibiotics, but rather a useful supply.
Okay, so like, this one is actually like really serious. Like the chocolate, the like coffee, not like bacon, that's not as serious as antibiotics because like you need antibiotics to survive. Because if without antibiotics you'll die. Because like say you get sick, that's one of the things I really hope don't become extinct because we need antibiotics in our life because if we don't, like I said, we'll die. A lot of people before they knew about antibiotics died because they got sick and they had no cure for like what they had. Like travelers that were like traveling over the sea or just like travelers died a lot because they got sick and they didn't have antibiotics. I know a lot about history because I learned about history in school, and I know that they did not have antibiotics like thousands of years ago. Let's keep watching.
In fact, antibiotics as we know them may go the way of the dodo. The reason for this is an increase in new strains of bacteria that are resistant to antibiotics or ignore them altogether. Some bacteria can even shut antibiotics out, preventing them from doing any good whatsoever. This wouldn't be so bad if we could develop new antibiotics, but there are so few researchers looking for new discoveries in this field that we may be doomed after all. Pharmaceutical companies are focused on drugs that treat chronic conditions such as heart disease, cancer, and diabetes, which are more lucrative for them than antibiotics because they cost more and patients take them for longer periods of time. Subscribe for more videos.
Okay, I hope you liked this reacting video. Have a good time, have fun on if you're watching this at night or day. Have fun. See you guys in the next video. Hope you liked it, and I will see you later.